Hello everybody and welcome back. Sammy here at Sammy J Stitches, and this video today is going to be my Mania wrap up. If you have watched every vlog I have put out in the last month, then you probably don't need to sit through this. You've seen it all. But if you want to see it all in like a quick session, like a quick wrap up, then stick around. Some people don't like, some people just watch the Mania prep and the Mania wrap up. So that's why I wanted to make sure I got this in here. Also, I had a few requests for it. I may be a little crooked. Don't adjust your televisions. Sam forgot the tripod again. So you're sitting on a backpack. That's a little better. Anyway, so I'm going to go day by day. The new whips I have already pulled out. If the new starts, if it was a whip that I worked on because it was its birthday, it's still in the package. I'll have to pull it out and put it back, or pull it out and set it off to the side. So that's how I have that set up, just because of where I can put them in here. Excuse me. So a couple things I learned this year is I like giving myself more time for the new starts so that it's not just a strand or two. I felt like I got way more accomplished this year. I had 20 new starts overall. One of them was not on a day when it should have been started, but it was a retreat thing, so I let it slide. But then I finished one of the year of start, or one of my Mania whips from last year. So that kind of opened up a space for that 20th, even though I finished it on its day. But anyway, so I'll probably just slide that one in there so that it stays correct. Okay, so also there are linens that are better than others. I learned this. Retreat in the middle of Mania is a little crazy, but that's gonna happen every year. I think that's it. If I think of anything else while I'm going, I'll go, or I'll let you know. So of course, when I started Mania 2 years ago, my first project was to start a Haid. So you're gonna see this every May for a while. So this is Mini Phantom of the Masquerade. I am working on page 2, I believe. Yeah, no, I just finished my second page. This is starting my third page because I decided to go down on this one. This is, I always forget the fabric, 28 count Lugana, I believe in Golden Blossom or Golden Blossom. I got it from 123 Stitch. So that was May 1st. Oh, I gotta flip this pile over because the way I did it. Do we want to see the big pile? Okay. Oh man. Okay. Day 2 was a new start, and so I started Growth Rings by Ink Circles. That's how much I got done. This is on 32 count linen in Hecate from Under the Sea Fabrics. We all know how much I love her fabrics. I actually got, at Retreat, I bought this same colorway on Jobelin, and it's completely different. Like, you would not even be able to tell they're the same thing. It's pretty awesome. So this is Growth Rings. I will try and insert pictures of what they're supposed to look like completed, because I don't have that part with me. All right, day 3 was another new start. I started Which Way. I don't remember who this is by. It was in a magazine, one of the Halloween editions, I believe, of Just Cross Stitch. So I got most of the witch's face done. See what I mean about pretty decent progress, because I didn't just throw a few strands in it and move on. This is on 28 count Lugana and Dreamsicle by Under the Sea Fabrics. This was a fabric of the month a few years ago. I don't think it made it onto the main line. But I had a big piece of it, so it's kind of ended up in a lot of my projects. The 4th was also a new start. I don't do Star Wars, sorry y'all. And I started Haunted Mansion by Tiny Modernist. I started at the top with the moon, got quite a bit done there. It's gonna be a pretty big piece. This is 32 count linen in Lycan's Moon by Under the Sea Fabrics. A nice purpley gray. I wonder if I have any more of that. Got a couple Halloween starts I could do. Okay, day 5 was also a new start. A lot of my new starts are at the beginning of the month. This is Mean Mother by Lizzie Kate. It says How to Be a Mean Mother. This one is pretty much all Victorian motto threads instead of what it was called for, or even the DMC conversion. So I really love those colors. Really love them. That was May 5th. So back on May 6th, day 5 of Mania, I have the conversion in there, or the flosses that I chose for it, if you want to go check that out. Otherwise, eventually I'll have that kind of stuff on my Facebook page, but I'm not that far yet. Okay, day 6 was a whip. In 2018, I started Dash Away from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. And this is where I'm at. I'm almost to my goal for the year, which is to get Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, and Vixen done. I mean, I'm really close. The next time I pull that out, I should hit my goal, at least, for the year. Which reminds me, I think I need to spin a whip go and get back on that. I didn't last night because I was trying to get... Anyways, I'll leave that for my vlog. Okay. That goes there. Next, I started a new start. I spun my first Mill Hill kit. It didn't go so well. So do not Mill Hill while watching a really interesting movie, because I frogged this thing 3 times and I discovered it was wrong again and switched to something else. So all that needs to be frogged out, but that's where I got to. It's all wrong. It's all wrong. And somebody said it's because I need to start in the middle. It really wasn't that. I mean, I can start in the middle. That's not a big deal. I am going to restart it. It is going to get done. This one I can show you the cover for. This is Snowy Owlet by Mill Hill. But it was the fact that I was distracted. Plain and simple. Also getting used to the big holes, and my needle kept like slipping out. I would go to push it through and grab it with my other hand, and of course I'm having to change. You should really, well, even if you pushed it up and then came around to pull it, there's a chance it could slip back down. Anyways, something to get used to. And I was using a bigger needle, so it wasn't that. Okay, day 8, or the 8th of May, was Stitch and Pox by, I don't remember. Oh man, I'm not sure. Ooh, that's very see-through. Okay, and just put another piece of fabric behind it. How's that sound? That makes that color much better, much more true to life. So that's where I got. This is 30 count Grape Belfast from Weeks Dye Works. And I forgot who makes Stitch and Pox. I was gonna try and have all the information today. Oh well. Maybe if I... No. Okay. On the 9th, we have Lizzie Kate's A Brother. I do not know what this fabric is because I bought it for Santa's Village. They didn't give me the tags, I apparently didn't write it down anywhere. It's really sparkly though. So, A Brother by Lizzie Kate. See, you can see where I started Santa's Village. And turn it. It's going to end up cut off, so I mess with it. Alright, day 10 was another new start by Britter Cup Designs called Britty Kitty. She has a monthly series, and this is November. He says, what a turkey. And he is more than halfway done. So the next time I pull him out, you will see a finish. Now, I want to thank Michelle Bendy for recommending this fabric. It's amazing. This is 40 count. Whoa. 40 count Weeks Dye Works Aztec Red. He looks so cute. Okay. Ooh, my arm. It's tired. Okay. Next is another new start. This is Wedding Row by Bent Creek. I can't see, so I'm hoping, here we go. Yeah, you can see that. So the blue is, I substituted out. It's supposed to be old blue paint. I subbed out a color in cotton. I don't know the name of it, but I love the variegation that's going on there. I did change a little bit because I think the hearts were charted in the gold, and I changed them to the red. I think is what happened. I'll have to look when I go back to my pattern, but this is on 32 count Lugana and Barnwood by Picture This Plus. And I guess it's a little less romancy, you know, because it's darker and mottled and stuff. But the colors really pop on it, and it kind of suits what we like a little bit better. We like the darker stuff. Okay, day 12 was a whip. So on, that's in the wrong place. May 12th, 2018, I started Owl Dad by Brooks Books. And this one's so close to getting done, I just need to pop it out. So I worked on it some. In working on it, I realized my A was completely out of place. It was completely done, but in the wrong place. So I had to rip it completely out. So it actually looks like there's less done than what there was. But we got this leaf completed, this D, we started on this star. Got quite a bit done. This is on 28 count Lugana in Sagebrush by Under the Sea Fabrics, which is absolutely perfect for this design. Absolutely perfect. So it was a high consideration for another one when I did my live kitting. So there's that. The next was a new start. Well, new start / restart. So on May 13th, 2018, I started Fall Pumpkin by Alessandra Adelaide. And it didn't take me long to realize that it was not going to fit on the piece of fabric that I had chosen for it. In order to make it fit, I would have had to do 1/1, and I already knew that me and 1/1, well, actually, I have to say, several of my projects from last year ended up UFO'd or set for restart because they're supposed to be 1/1, and I realized I don't like 1/1. So when I went to restart it, instead of doing the called for colors on whatever fabric, I decided to change the colors to be dark and put it on a bright fabric instead of having the oranges on either dark or light fabric. So here is my start. This is probably one of my smallest starts. It's on 32 count Jolene and Pele's Fire by Under the Sea Fabrics. When I take pictures of this, it does not look this amazing. But you can see in this camera, sort of, sometimes. It's going light again. Maybe if I... There you can see how vibrant it is. So there is that one. I got that out of a magazine. I don't know if I told y'all. I believe it is October 2014. Just cross stitch. I think. Okay. Next is, and I got to work on this a few times this month because it fit into a lot of things. A mystery fabric of the month from Color Cascades, March 2017. Is this beautiful red fabric. And this is Key to My Heart by Emma Congdon, Stitchovia. And those are 2 Victoria mottos I picked out. One, I know the gray one, or the silver is Kansas Sky. I don't remember what the brown one is off the top of my head. So next we have a new start. Hold please, my son won't quit calling. Okay, sorry about the interruption. My next new start was Good Intentions by Kathy Barrick. This is done on 32 count Lugana in Doubloon by Picture This Plus. And I started in the top corner. Bottom corner? I think I started in the bottom corner. I think it goes like that. So, pretty solid black there. I love the coverage. Like, that is amazing. And that's something else I learned about myself. I much prefer 32 over 28. I started to work on an older whip that is 28, and you don't get that kind of black coverage on the 28. You just don't. Love it. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Okay. Next. Where are we at? That was Good Intentions. The next one is a whip that I started May 16th, 2017. My first Mania, I believe. Pretty sure. Yeah, because this is one of my 3 projects from 2017. So I got a nice chunk put in here. So all this purple, all of this, I'm quite a bit. I'm so close to getting that done. it's going to take a few nights because there's a lot going on right there in the wreath. It's going to take a few nights of focus, but I should be able to get it. This is, I believe 28 count, I think Monaco, honestly. I think it's Monaco. I didn't cut the piece big enough, so that's why we have the fabric on the sides, but I'm going to be using this fabric for the finishing, so that works. And then this is, I don't know what it's called in the magazine. I don't remember which magazine it's in, but it's a Doreen Jones. I call it Welcome to Christmas because it's Christmassy and it says welcome to. In the pattern it says the Joneses. Of course I'm going to change it to the Jameses. And we're getting really close on that. So that's exciting. One of my big goals this year is to finish this one and a Autumn Wreath and Foxglove, because those are my 3 holdovers from 2017, not including Hades, because you can't do that to yourself. Okay. Next, and I worked on that at retreat, actually. The next night was House Targaryen, but I didn't get a chance to work on it. So I'm not even going to pull it out. I didn't get a chance to work on House Targaryen, even though I started it May 17th, 2018. Now, I think that's right. Okay. This is the one I'm not sure about. Autumn Wreath. No, that had to be right. Ignore me while I ramble to myself. May 18th, 2018, I was continuing. So from May 18th, 2017, Autumn Wreath. I did not get to work on it this year because being at retreat, it just did not happen. Mania 2018, May 19th. I was at retreat. I started Mirror Mask by Nora Corbett. It was the retreat release. So when I should have been working on House Targaryen and Autumn Wreath, I was working on this again. I finally got my Team Fireball pin. Look at that. Ooh, Team Fireball. Okay. So that's where I got to. This was a retreat release for the 6th year Mirabilia. I think that's why there's that 6 right there. It is on the Mirabilia website. You can download and stitch this now. They gave us the full kit with all the flosses, and they use a lot of the 1 through 35 and the beads. I'll get it done someday, but oh, and the fabric is Opalescent Ophelia by Under the Sea Fabrics. It's a 28 count Lugana, and this is the one where I said I noticed that if we get really close, I mean the coverage isn't bad, but it's not as good as That Good Intentions, and it's the piece that made me realize I like the 32 count way better than the 28 these days. Just a preference, not by rule. So I will still stitch on everything. As much as I complain about linen, I will continue to stitch on it. It's just going to happen. Okay, next on May 20th, I started a new... Oh. I don't have this on the calendar. On May 19th, okay, so I was working on that one on the 18th, even though it was the 19th, because I didn't bring the other two. So then, once I got to that stopping point on that, I said, well, let me go ahead and start this year's retreat release that was fully kitted and designed by Leslie LaFleur of Under the Sea Fabrics. And let me tell you, people, it's amazing. So this is... The pattern is called Feeling Stabby. It's a Norwal. Now, mine does not look like the pattern because I miscounted somewhere. So he's supposed to all line up. He didn't, and it gave him this really cute little nose. And I just can't even. So the nose is staying because it makes me so incredibly happy. Oh my goodness. I love the way his horn variegates. I don't have the paper with me to tell you what color floss that is, but Leslie, when on hers, on the preview, she did it the other way. She started with the purple at the bottom, and so it gets brighter as it goes up. That totally makes sense, but I love the way mine work too. To get the variegation in this thread, I'm doing one of these numbers. You know, I've seen people doing wades, zigzags, spirals. You can have a completely original Norwal just playing with the variegation. And I love that it's like a purple and a gray, because those are my colors, man. This is my travel project right now. It will never come up in rotation because when I sit at baseball games, when I go over to my in-laws for dinner and I'm waiting for it to get finished, anytime when I just need a little something, because it's just filling it in. I don't even have to look at a pattern really. So there's that. I love that. Leslie, you're amazing. She's my friend, but I don't know that she watches my floss tube. Anyway, okay, so on the 20th, I also had a new start, and I started Never Ending Cycle, the laundry company by Hands On Design. This is a series. It's 4 parts. Well, you bought 3 parts, and in each one you got a second mini mystery thing that created a 4th chart. So this got quite a bit of work because I was using it for different challenges. But I love it. It's awesome, and it should fit in a 5x7 frame. This is on 32 count Lugana in Storm. I think it's by Picture This Plus, but I got it on 123 stitch. So just Storm Gray. Okay, next. Okay, next was a whip. I did pull this out and work on this, and I worked on it for homework, so I got quite a bit. I had focus areas, should I say, more so than getting quite a bit done. Is I focused on 2 colors, blue and yellow, while I was working on this. Oh my goodness. Fairy Tale Lands 1 by Soda Stitch. Look at that little whale. Do I have an obsession right now? So yeah, that's why we kind of traveled up here and we got this gold and this blue, and Pinocchio's not done because I needed those two colors, and that's what I did. So, and this is on Iced Grapes from Under the Sea Fabric. It's an opal linen. She had some more iced grapes at the retreat, and I was like, ooh, I don't need it, I don't need it, I don't need it. Okay. Now, oh, I guess I better put the floss back in there before I lose it. I have lost an entire baggie of floss. I still can't find it for my Advent Animals series. Okay, next was another, this is the one where I think it's supposed to be where, somewhere else. Maybe where Welcome To is, I don't know. I know I started this at the Mirror Retreat last year because it's a Nora Corbett, and I was like, I'm going to take that one and start it. This is Miss Lowly Daggerwing by Nora Corbett. She's beautiful. I want to say this is either, I think this is 40 count Apollo from Under the Sea Fabrics. They don't carry Apollo anymore. I made that mistake in a video before. They don't carry Apollo anymore. She does have Buttercup. It's close. It's not as light. It's a little more warm. There she is. I worked on getting some black in that wing. I really didn't do a whole lot of stitching on her that night, but she got her stitches. So, I also learned I will never do a Nora Corbett on 40 count again. Ever. Ever. I think it's why Foxglove is giving me such fits. I'm over the small holes. Okay. The small holes wouldn't have been a problem if I was doing it over 1. However, I had to do it over 2 because of blended threads, and I had no idea what I was doing. It was my first Nora Corbett. I just grabbed some fabric, whatever. Anyway, next was a new start. This is Owe Them All. Anyways, it says we don't know them all, but we owe them all. So it's a kit. It comes with gauze, but I just got the chart, and so like these are supposed to be satin stitches. I cross stitch people. It's not that I'm against specialty stitches, but I wanted this to be a cross stitch piece. So I just changed them into cross stitches. So I really love those colors. Just absolutely gorgeous. This fabric is Anubis by Under the Sea Fabrics. I don't know if it's in, I don't know if it's in her line right now because it was a fabric of the month. It's gorgeous. And I felt like it was really close to the color that showed on the chart. It's 20, hold on. It's Lugana, 28 count Lugana, yeah. Before I switched to 32 count Jobeline. So it's gorgeous. Gorgeous. And that's going to be an amazing piece. Okay, next was a new start / restart. So May 24th, 2018, I started Living with Charm by Lizzie Kate. In fact, I have the start here with me. And I worked on it some since then. But me and this one were having major problems. So I put it in timeout and I said, okay. And then I was thinking, I wasn't looking at it, and I said, I think my problem with that one was, again, I did the 1/1 thing. And I know the 1/1 thing's not working for me. So when I pull it back out, I'm going to do it 2/2. And I'm like, it took up like next to none of this fabric. Why was I doing it 1/1 when I could have done it 2/2? Also, this border, not the right border if you're going to put them all together. So I was like, man, I'm going to, and the pink on the dream is off and the flowers, I was going to have to pull out like half of this. I said, that's not going to happen. I will finish this up a little bit to make it look nice, and then I'll cut it out and make it something like that hangs on your keys or something. I don't know. So then when I pulled it back out to do the restart, I went, that's not 1/1, people. Focus. Do you see that? Is it gonna focus? Am I too close? Anyway, It's not 1/1. It's 40 count. How did I do that? I don't even know. Maybe I just saw the fabric, thought it was pretty, and grabbed it. I don't know. So I was like, am I going to want to use this fabric? Am I going to want to do this? Like, what I thought was the problem was not the problem. Am I going to be okay with this? And I explained all this on my Mania video, but then somehow that part of the video didn't upload. I don't know how that happened. So I was trying to decide what I was going to do. I decided to go for it. Try again. So I started stitching the border because I knew that was part of my problem. And in stitching it, I started at 2/2, and I was like, I think my problem is that it's 2 strands. But I had already done enough of the border. I'm like, you know what? I'll do a double-stranded border. That's cool because it's spaced out. It's not full coverage, right? None of these are actually touching each other. So that's okay. But when I start the inside, I will do it 1/1. And that just looks so much better. Can you see it now? So, and it's stitched up really fast and easy. I like it. I'm going to stick with it. We're going to see how that goes. I think it will stick this time. Okay. On April. May 25th, I started a new Harry Potter piece. This is I Solemnly Swear I'm Up to No Good. It is on NYX. Again, I went with linen, but I had bought NYX and Jobelin, and it's like a charcoal gray. It's close to what my House Targaryen is. For the modeling that I wanted, for the deep depth of color that I wanted, I needed to do the linen. But this linen really isn't bad. This linen is like the closest linen to even weave I've ever seen. Okay, so here's my start. Oh, we're gonna have to put a background. 1 second, please. Is that good enough? Yeah. So there's my start. I've done some color swapping, and I'll be doing some more as I stitch it. Okay, so this is like the outline of the owl. It just does not want to focus today. This is the called for gold. I changed from 606, which was kind of more of an orangey red, to 666, which is like this bright red. And then this is a Victorian motto called Glorious Red, which is equivalent to 321, which is what was called for there. The banner I'm going to be changing to some purples. So my 3 favorite colors will be on here. And just, it looks so gorgeous on this fabric. It would look more gorgeous if my fabric was not wrinkly, but what can you do? Okay, so next, a new start. I'm gonna have to back this one too, I know it. I just know it. This is on 32 count R&R linen. It's Here Lie My Needles by Shakespeare's Peddler. I got all the border, or not all the border, but I got around the border there. And I really love the way it's stitching up. I really like this fabric. And yes, I'm saying that about a linen. So R&R's got my vote, although I think their cutting is a little crooked because my line definitely is not. And look at that. But it's all good. It's all good. So Here Lie My Needles. That one was picked out by EJ and told me to stitch it. May 27th of 2018, I started Time for God by Lizzie Kate. This is not one of my high priority ones. It's for someone else, and I've given them other stuff, so it's not a high priority. But while it was Mania's start last year, so I worked on it for Mania this year, and I got the pink box put in, this, and some of this. So, and not too bad. If I do it every Mania, it'd only take me like 10 years, 12 years, something like that. Oops, I just erased something on my computer. Okay, so then next was At Our House by Lizzie Kate. I started it on May 28th, 2018. Why am I trying to change the month to April or August? Okay, at our house, I finished it on the 28th. I do not have it here with me. It's in my finished bag. So yeah, there's that. May 29th, I did a live video. I kidded with all my friends. Well, all the ones that, you know, participated. And we kitted up Fox View. They picked out this coffee dyed fabric that I coffee dyed. And they helped me pick several several classic color works, Victorian mottos. There's one DMC. We completely converted this to what we like. And there's the border that I got done, or mostly done, you know what I mean. So I'm really excited about that one. Next, and who's your apple? I think that's how it's pronounced. Apple. In case you're watching this one, I will comment on your comment, but she asked what this was. This is World Postage Stamp by Soda Stitch. And I almost got New York done while I was working on it. So it's like the first like sixth of the chart. It's a big chart. So Rome's done, Seoul's done, New York is almost done. So we got that worked on. And this is on, did I say it? Yeah, I did. 28 count Lugana in Opal Lugana in Aztec from Under the Sea Fabrics. Do you see a trend? I kind of like her fabrics, I think. It's also because I've been in her fabric of the month for 2.5 years. So I tend to have a lot of her fabric. The last thing I started on May 31st, 2019, we had a Mira / Nora Sal in Virtual Stitchers, and we all got on, and several of us started new things together. Some of us were just stitching on our old Noras / Miras. Some people were stitching on something entirely different and just rooting us on. So here's where I got to. This is a wing. I started Miss Ladybug by Nora Corbett on this beautiful, like, I'm not a big green person, but when it comes to something that's supposed to be on green, this is a beautiful green. It's not, let me see if I can get it to show up a little better. It's not coming out quite as vibrant as it is. That's a little better. It's not quite so light as it's showing up. Those colors on her are absolutely gorgeous though. Man, beautiful, beautiful. So Miss Ladybug by Nora Corbett on 32 count Jobelin in Lily Pad from Under the Sea Fabrics. As soon as I saw that fabric, I said, I know exactly what I want to stitch on that. And my daughter is very excited because I call her Bug, or Doodlebug, have since she was itty bitty baby, and we symbolize that with a ladybug because they're pretty and they're, you know. So she saw that and was absolutely have to have that, Mom. I have to have that. So that was my Mania 2019. Thank you all for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the ride. I have a very diverse taste when it comes to my stitching, so I feel like you saw kind of that today. So yeah, that's it for Mania 2019, y'all. Look forward to Mania 2020. And I hope everyone is having a blessed June. I know it just started, but all month long, you're going to have happy memories and great stitching and all the happy things. I know this. So happy stitching, y'all, and I'll see y'all next time.